What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rebel Racing Network. Here for your home for the Rebels Grand National Series here on Rebel Racing Network in Original Rebels Racing League. It's gonna be a fun one tonight, I think, as we are in Japan for Twin Ring Motegi for the Wildcard race in Grand National. For those of you who don't know how it works, the two people that watch it that aren't in the race, the Wildcard race is a pretty cool little deal. The playoffs are all but set. We've got a final position going to be given out to a few drivers. Tonight, those drivers are Matt Knighties, Gavin Otarski, Jimmy Cofield, and I don't know who else in the field, honestly. I think the person they told me is not in the race. Let's see if we can try to find that out. But either way, got a few drivers going to try to make it in. So it should be a lot of fun to see how that all plays out. Pretty cool little deal. I like the wild card race to get in. Aaron Adcock would be the fourth one, but he is not here tonight. So 3 drivers. Going to be exciting, I think. Let's check up. See who we got on webcams tonight. See who we got showing off the goods. Brandon Wallace, Matt No Neck Clement, Daniel Cunningham, and Tyler Rice got their cams on tonight. Going to be 75 laps here at Twin Ring Motegi. Only run once in NASCAR. I think it was the 98 season. They went over to Japan, ran that race. Mike Skinner was the winner. And I remember that very fondly because I thought Jeff was going to win it. And he's won everything else. But I tell you what, Mike Skinner come across the line, and the first thing he said was, "Yeah, we beat that son of a gun," talking about Jeff Gordon. So very cool moment there. Reminds me of how dominant Jeff Gordon was and how awesome it was to beat him. So a real fun race there. What I remember from that race is Dale Jr.'s story about him racing his dad there, how they got mad at each other. Pretty cool little story. Let's go ahead and jump into the grid. We got the thing ready to roll. See who's going to start on the front row here. Daniel Cunningham with the pole. He is the Chuck Peg Leg Pole Award winner. Congratulations. We get into the Jeff By Junior Arts starting grid. Travis Beaver outside the front row. Tyler Rice, Lucas Leon, Matt Clement, Gavin Otarski. Starting 7th and 8th, Stephen McDonald and Brett Biber. Matt Knighties, Brandon Wallace, starting 9th to 10th. Kieran Kirk and Michael Kostick. Andy Kurtzy and Jonah Colbert. And bringing up the rear of the field, Jimmy Cofield. All right, ready to get this thing rolling. Looking forward to a fun race, an interesting race. Don't really know how this is going to play out, but 75 laps to get this thing done. Daniel Cunningham going to lead us down to the green flag. And green flag is out here. Daniel Cunningham with a great jump on the restart. As, Lord have mercy, what's going on here? There we go. Lord have mercy. Well, already, good start for Daniel Cunningham. Tyler Rice going to be right behind him in that number 6 machine. Had a great starting position. So 15 drivers here, and so far so good. Side by side back here. This is alien night, so we got all kinds of drivers here. Starting in the back, going to have to work their way forward. Michael Kostick, one of them, looking to the inside of Brett Bieber as they go down into turn 3 and 4. Oh, Matt Clement. Got a little bit loose, went down to the bottom of the track. These Xfinity cars are very tough on tires. Got to be careful. They'll get loose in a heartbeat as he's trying to hang on to that thing already. Very interesting track. Can't say I love the track. I think it's going to get pretty spread out. Going to be hard to pass, especially on old tires, as it's one of those tracks where you kind of drive down, you're really slow. You can't really pick up the throttle because how long the turns are. We're talking 37 second laps. And you just see you're not able to pick up the throttle until well into the corner, so you can drive deep, let it roll forever, and then pick it up. The turns are quite a bit different, a lot like Bristol. One's tighter than the other. So you have to drive each corner a little bit different. As Jonah Colbert goes around Matt. 31 machine, haven't seen him in a while. Glad to have him back. He is going to be starting in the back, working his way to the front as Daniel Cunningham sets the fastest lap of the race out front as he tries to fend off a hard charging. Oh, it's like Travis Weaver gets loose in that 114 machine. But up front, Tyler Rice putting the pressure here on Daniel Cunningham. You can hear some RPM differences between the drivers. Some guys are going to try shifting. Some folks going to just stay in force. It just depends on what you want to do. Shifting down could be tough. Make that right rear wear a little bit more. But you can see guys all over the place. They see some different lines pop up. We'll see what the top side can do as the tires start to wear out. But I would imagine right around the bottom is where you want to be. We go check this battle here between Travis Beaver and Gavin Otarski. Gavin trying to get around that 114 after he gets loose, but Travis fighting hard back on the bottom side, and right behind him, Lucas Leons in that 25 machine. Really with nowhere to go, kind of stuck behind these drivers. Going to look to the outside of Gavin, and Travis actually pushes up just a little bit on the entry. Travis actually struggling quite a bit here. Travis going backwards early. Gavin Otarski, though, on the move as he is up 3 spots. Your resident dirt guy. Seems like a pretty good track for a dirt guy, I think. Really want to lean on the right rear the best you can. That 25 car is looking fast. Last lap. A little bit slower than the leader. The 2 leaders really kind of set themselves apart. But Lucas, Gavin running really competitive lap times. We'll see how the gas and the tire saving goes. But as the run goes on, we'll see who is saving, who's pushing. I'm sure the tire world will be super important. As we talk about the top 8 in the playoffs who made it into the playoffs, that's Kieran Church with 4 wins on the season. He is currently back here running in the 12th position. Trying to get around Matt Kleeman up to the 12th position, slowly making his way to the front, but he has 4 wins on the season. Been a really dominant season for Kieran. Has really turned the corner in this season, this series, and been able to get those wins done and get himself solidly in the playoffs. Brandon Wallace is second place in the points. He's currently running right in front of Kieran in that 99 machine. Steve McDonald in 3rd place. Daniel Cunningham in 4th. Christopher Reese, who's not here tonight, in 5th. Travis Bieber, who we saw fall back. Matt Kleeman and Brett Bieber is your top 8. So right now it's Gavin Otarski, Matt Knight, and Jimmy Cofield battling for that wild card spot. So really none of the points matter for the playoffs. This is a wild card race. So the only thing that matters is getting that dub. And if you are Gavin Otarski, Matt Knight, and Jimmy Cofield, you're just trying to finish ahead of the other 3 drivers. So right now, Gavin Otarski running 3rd is really got his playoff run set up. He is doing a great job so far. Matt Knight, Jimmy Cofield currently running 14th 15th, so they got a little bit of work to do to get back to Gavin. So. Got a nice little race here. Gavin in third, starting to fall back into the clutches. Michael Kostick on his way towards the front, able to get around Lucas. And now he's looking down to the inside of Gavin. Gavin, really no choice but to just give him the position. That opens the door for Lucas to get to the inside. Man, he is had a nice run, but the top side of the run that Gavin got was far superior, and he was able to continue holding on to fourth place. But seems like Gavin's starting to fall back just a little bit. Tires starting to wear a good bit, so might be headed in the wrong direction. So far early in the race, your biggest movers, Michael Kostick up 9 spots, up to third place. Andy Kurtz currently running back here in 7th in the number 5 machine, and Jonah Colbert not too far behind. He's currently working here on Steve McDonald. Goes down to the inside as we are crossing over into lap 13. I thought maybe this race might go long, but it seems like the laps are clicking off pretty quickly. Up front, though, we got a battle. Tyler Rice taking his shot, goes down to the inside. 14 going to try maybe to do a crossover, but the 6 going to defend it. He runs wide off the corner, but is able to hang on to it. So Tyler Rice is now going to take over the lead and put himself out front. Now, as far as pitting, tire and fuel, not really sure what the stints will be, but we'll keep an eye on that, as it looks like this race is going to trend green a little bit. So hope these guys practice pit road entry, as we really haven't raced here but every once in a while. I think the only time I've raced here is in this particular series last season. So we go on board with Tyler Rice, see what he's doing to get around this track. Getting off the gas early, just using that brake to keep it right on the bottom. Get about a quarter throttle. Watch those bumps. You see the bumps there in turn 1, very aggressive. But want to highlight what it's going to take to do a green flag pit stop here. It's going to be very, very difficult. As you're going to see the pit road, I'm going to actually get rid of the timing tower so you can see pit road kind of sneak up on him here. So if he's going to get on pit road, that's where he's got to get to. He's got to get to that yellow cone, get down in there. That's going to be really, really difficult. I don't think you'll be able to enter in on the backstretch, just lose too much time. But it's going to be interesting pit road to see somebody jump down in. You have to really be on it. But yeah, really impressive early for Tyler Rice, as he's starting to pull away from Daniel Cunningham just a tad bit. As we check in on the live camera of Tyler Rice, man, he is focused. Look at them eyebrows. Man, is focused on trying to get this number 6 machine around this track. Very tough, technical oval. I don't know what that, I'm not sure what kind of blue. You see, he's got that direct drive wheel. Actually see his hands moving a little bit as he goes over those bumps. I'm not really sure what that blue thing is up there. That might be what he has to blow into for his car to start before the race, but dude, look back here. These two right here getting a little wild. Michael Kostick able to make the pass, going to go to the inside of Daniel Cunningham. So Michael Kostick up to second place, the biggest mover of the race. He ain't playing around. He is taking that Jack Daniels Chevy Camaro to the front. So Tyler going to be paying attention to his mirror as Kostick is coming. Of course, this season has been sort of a development season, really focusing on trying to highlight some guys who maybe haven't won championships, don't win races all the time, and so there were specific alien nights that were, Lord of mercy, specific alien nights this season that guys could run. So Kostick obviously would have had a lot more wins, I'm sure, as he was very, very good in these cars. Raced him a few times in the different Xfinity series that we've had in Original Rebels, and he has always been tough to beat. We had a great race at Darlington one season, and he kept the pressure on for almost 30 laps, and I gave it all I had, and there at the end just could not hold on to it, and he was able to get by and get that win. And right now he's looking maybe to peek down to the inside. He is there. So battle for the lead already is Kostick going to drive down in the corner. Tyler Rice going to try to cover it, but just not quite able to do it as the tires start to wear out. That high side just no grip. So Kostick takes over the lead, and looks like Cunningham going to maybe try to take advantage of that, but not quite able to make it. Checking in on our wild card drivers. Gavin Otarski was in third place just a few laps ago, but those tires must be really, really hurting him, as on lap 22, he is falling all the way back to the 8th position. Now, there's just a natural flow of guys moving from the back that probably a good bit faster, working the way slowly to the front. But doesn't matter where he finishes. He just has to finish ahead of the 64 and the 15. So right now he's doing what he needs to do to get in the playoffs and contend for a championship. Currently he is, as we check out his competition, currently Jimmy Cofield is a couple laps down, so I think he's going to need some help to get back into this thing. So it seems like the race for that position is going to be between these two right here. You see the difference, 6-second difference between Gavin and Matt. They're running similar lap times. Matt just kind of behind the 8 ball. But still a lot of racing still left to go, so Gavin gets really out of the groove there. They cross the line. We'll see what the lap times are. We'll see if Matt is able to get something going. And you see he is. He's a good bit faster. So if Matt can continue what he's doing, Matt can find himself in that wild card position, as Gavin really, really struggling right now. Check out this battle here for 5th place. Travis Bieber, Jonah Colbert, Lucas Lyons. Travis doing a little bit different line, kind of sweeping out to the exit. Seems to be hurting him a little bit as Jonah comes off a little bit lower. The track's this wide. It can be a detriment to, I mean, if you really think about it, it's kind of like at Talladega, Daytona, where you come off of the turns on the bottom, and the reason being is you make the track longer and wider. As Travis Bieber gets into the wall, and what a great job by Jonah Colbert to dodge him as he comes back across the track, just trying to save that car. And everybody able to make it through that. And Travis actually gets going. Seems to continue to be struggling, but here he comes down pit road. So Travis Bieber making a pit stop here. Don't know if it's on purpose, if this is on strategy, but gets in the wall, gets some damage, and may have just want to come down pit road and get that fixed or get some tires. He may have burned them up. So close call there on the backstretch. Everybody's starting to spread out a little bit, as unfortunately for Gavin, man, he is still falling into the clutches of Stephen McDonald and Brett Bieber. And Matt Knights just made a pass on Kieran Church. So Matt Knights he is there, ready to chomp down on this 36 machine. See, Travis Bieber has come out of pit road. Stephen McDonald going to take over the 7th position. Brett Bieber going to try to follow, but Brett Bieber gets in pretty hot. Looks like some contact going to be made as they come off the corner. But able to hang on to it. Gavin Otarski now, the difference between him and Matt Knights. 3.8 seconds. As Gavin really struggled on that last lap. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see who comes away with this wild card spot. I think Gavin, really good qualifying effort, really quick early on, but has seemed to have really burned his tires up. We go on board with him and kind of see what he's dealing with. It seems like he's really struggling in the middle. That right front seems like it is burnt up. Yeah, you see, just not able to get the front to turn, having to slow way down to get that going. And it looks like Matt Knight's coming down pit road. Smart move by Matt, taking advantage of maybe an undercut here over Gavin. So Matt Knight's coming down pit road, get 4 tires and fuel, get back out on the track. Going to lose a lap, but looks like we're going to go green. Cautions. Doesn't seem like we're going to have too many cautions. So probably a safe bet to come on down pit road, use those tires to your advantage. And Gavin Otarski wasting no time with that little damage on the right side. Come down pit road and do the same. So very, very interesting battle. Can't wait to see how this plays out. It seems like they're just kind of like magnets coming together. Back up here, Tyler Rice starting to fall back a little bit. Andy Kurtz moving forward as he moves up into the 3rd position. Tyler with a fantastic start of the race, but it's just starting to fall back just a little bit. Still having a good one, but Jonah getting passed by Travis Bieber. Travis Bieber running a second faster than everybody else on the track with those fresh tires. Up front, though, Michael Kostick with a 3.4 second lead over Daniel Cunningham. And, Matt Knights may have had some trouble. I think maybe he was just coming out of the pits, but let's see. No, he wasn't. Oh, yeah, he gets loose on those new tires, and it was almost calamity for the 64s. He does save it. Man, what a great save by Matt. Unfortunately, he's going to lose a little bit of time to who he's chasing. And definitely the tires did not like that, but still a great save by Matt, and not have his playoff chances come crashing down there. So far, just a few people have pitted. The top 9 still has not come down pit road. Travis Bieber is currently leading that group of drivers. And he is making up a ton of time, so we'll see. We'll see what the fuel strategy is. They pitted pretty early. Travis pitted about 6 laps ago. So we'll see what they can do as far as fuel and tires. But Travis, man, he's making up a ton of time. As now he's got up to second place. Might end up unlapping himself, which would be a great advantage just in case a caution comes out. Now, when the other guys do pit, he will have made up all that time, and I think he'll be in a really good spot. Problem is he will have significantly worse tires, so they will be able to track him down, but just never know what's going to happen. Is Jimmy Cofield a little bit slow, but able to keep that thing going straight. This is like a very technical track. You hear guys shifting as the run goes on. The corner speeds get lower and lower. Seems like in turn 1, you just kind of keep it in 4th gear. And in 3 and 4, I think we'll hear Andy shifting down here. You hear him shift down right there. Just trying to get the RPMs down to where he can get back on the throttle a little bit sooner. When it's lower in the RPMs, you try to get on that gas. It's kind of like in your regular car when if you've ever driven a stick and you got it in overdrive, in 5th gear, and you hit that, you push the throttle down, it just goes whoa, it just bogs down. And so shifting down in that tighter 3 and 4. It helps kind of keep that car rotated. It also helps slow the car too. Keep that front end from sailing. Well, it looks like Michael Kosick has come down pit road. So your leader comes down pit road. Jonah Colbert, Tyler Rice following suit. And I would imagine we'll see everybody else coming in right after that. Definitely don't want to wait any longer, I don't believe. But this is right in the middle. We're splitting the race in half here. So we'll see how this all cycles out. And you see Travis Beaver go by him right there. So he will inherit the lead once everyone else pits, as Andy Kurtz is coming down pit road. So Travis did undercut and cycle himself up to the lead, but how long will it last? As he's got about a 2.7 second lead over Michael Kosick. And Kosick will be a good bit faster. But right now, Daniel Cunningham with the lead as he's coming down pit road now. Everybody doing a good job of getting down on pit road. Haven't seen any issues so far. So we talked about maybe being difficult to get on pit road, but people are really getting woed up. So looks like they have practiced that for sure. So Matt Clemens, currently the only driver yet to pit, and yeah, he does a good job of getting down on pit road. A little nervous trying to get that car turned down, but he does get on the pit road pretty quickly. So that's going to give the lead as he goes by Daniel Cunningham to Travis Beaver. And we'll check the times at the line. You see Michael Kosick about 7/10 faster than the 114 last time by. So those new tires are a pretty big difference. Right now, Travis has 13 laps on his tires where Kosick just came out of pits. So he's going to be a good bit faster, but I honestly, I think, Travis pit pretty early. So as long as he can make it on fuel, I think he's going to settle okay. He's going to continue falling back, but, it's about 5.5 seconds back from to Lucas Lyons. But so far, caution free as we watch the 2 leaders, Michael Kosick down under a second. As look, we had somebody spin out. Go back and check and see if we could figure out what happened for this battle for the lead. Like Matt Clement coming out of pit road. And he's going to get a little bit loose and able to hang on to it. So Matt did a great job. Just got a little bit sideways. Nothing wrong with that. But now that the difference between the two is less than a half a second, as Kosick is starting to reel him in here. Looks like Daniel Cunningham has had some sort of issue. We'll check out and see what maybe happened to him. But he must have had some sort of problem on pit road, as he is currently still sitting on pit road as we watch the pass for the lead as Travis Bieber loses that spot to Michael Kosick, who takes the lead back, and he has a massive lead. Let's see if we can go back and see as we look right here. Daniel Cunningham still sitting on pit road. Let's see if maybe we can find out what happened to him. He's coming out of pit road. I'm not really sure what's going on. As he come out of pit road and just kind of not able to get it up through the gears or something, and then just backs out. So not really sure what happened to Daniel, but man, one of the drivers at the front having trouble here. I don't know if it was a wheel issue or what exactly happened, but he is going to retire from this race. As we go back live, we got a battle for third place. Or had a battle as Andy Kurtz was able to get around him, get around Lucas, as the tire difference is pretty substantial. So now Andy has his teammate Travis Bieber in front of him, but about 5 seconds back from Travis. We check in on our wildcard drivers. Currently, Matt Knights came down pit road, but currently running in the 9th position, and he is 3 positions behind Gavin, who is currently in the 6th place. We saw Gavin really fire off on those new tires, but the long run, he definitely suffered a little bit. So, yeah, we saw Matt get a little bit loose on those new tires, and lost a good bit of, a good bit of time. But we'll see if Gavin kind of picked up on that he was having trouble on the long run, started to kind of take it easy, save those tires. Because it looks like we're going to be running it all the way to 75 unless we get a caution. So if you're Matt Knights, you just got to stick with it. Stick to your plan. All you got to worry about is that 36 car. Everybody else, you don't really want to fight too hard. Just keep that 36 in your sights. But currently about a 13-second difference between the two. Jonah Colbert starting to run down Lucas a little bit. We watch on board with Jonah. As we watch Jonah Colbert get to the back bumper of the 25 of Lucas. About five lap fresher tires that Lucas has. Looks like Lucas just moves out of the way and actually maybe gets a little bit of the wall as he's letting the 31 by. Car really pushed up in the center of the corner, but Jonah Colbert moves up into the 4th position as he is catching up to Jimmy Cofield right in front of him. So Jonah now moving quite a bit through the field. Kostick, Kurtz, and Colbert all over 10 positions gained, starting in the back. No surprise there. Did get a little inside knowledge about what happened to Daniel Cunningham, who we saw running up front. He goes down pit road, and apparently the auto fuel feature, for some reason, iRacing added some feature that nobody asked for, where you have it'll automatically calculate how much fuel you need to the end of the race and not fill the car up, but fill as much as you need. And don't know what happened, how it ended up not giving him any fuel at all, but Daniel comes out of pit road. Gas man was asleep and comes out of pit road and immediately runs out of fuel. So definitely disappointing if you're Daniel Cunningham. As I was talking there, Lucas Leon now on pit road, getting 4 tires and fuel, which I would imagine be his last stop. I don't know if he meant to make that pit stop. Don't know if that's a response to hitting that wall, as he does take his fast repairs, so he must have had some pretty bad damage after getting into the wall there as the 31 goes by. But he is going to merge back into the field in 13th position, 1 lap down. Right behind him, Gavin Otarski talked about it. Oh, is Jimmy Cofield. Oh, and Lucas is going to get a little bit loose on those new tires, able to hang on to it, though. We've seen that already a couple times. You run for multiple laps on those old tires, then you go in and get some new fresh ones, and, man, it is a different animal, and you got to be prepared for it. Lucas not quite ready for those new tires, but he is he's heated them up now for sure. But talking about Gavin, he's back in the top 5 after that cycle and doing good. Matt was running him down at the end of that run. We'll see. He got about 20 laps to go. Gavin running sort of a weird line up at the kind of driving in. Completely missed that corner. Is Lucas going to go to the inside? But, you know, we've already seen Matt Knights make a mistake. So Gavin just needs to not do that. I mean, if he drives in the corner, knocks down the wall, you know, that could end his race and his chances at a playoff run. But so far, he's doing what he needs to do. As it's like Matt Knight's coming down pit road. That's a little odd. So maybe they couldn't make it on fuel. We talked about Daniel Cunningham running out of fuel. So right there at halfway must have been pretty dang close on fuel. So, and these guys pitted quite a bit earlier. So I expect to see them coming down pit road, having to make one more stop. Gavin Otarski going to be in the same boat. So Matt Knights just needs to not make any mistakes and hope that he can run down Gavin. Checking in with Jonah Colbert as Travis Bieber, also one of those that pitted well before halfway, has to come down pit road. So Jonah now up into third place. Made his way up into the podium position. But he is 12 seconds off the leader, Michael Kostick, who is putting on a dang clinic out here. Man, he is the only driver on the track that's on a decent run, you know, not on fresh tires, that is in the 37 still. So he is putting down some really fast laps. Just ran a 37.8, where second and third are running 38 flats. So he is 0.2, tenth and a half faster than the guys he is racing. So that lead is going to continue to stretch out. Let's go on board with it and see what he's doing. Man, smooth as butter, just taking what the car is giving him, shifting in 3 and 4, keeping those RPMs up, trying to get the best run off of 4 that he can get. And what's really important is the shifting as he gets on the straightaway. That's a, see, you say, well, he's redlining, you got to shift. No, if you shift when he's coming off the corner, especially as the car, you know, the weight is being transferred on the transition, it can upset the car. So he's waiting until he gets on the flat of the straightaway to shift. And so you can see why he is leading by over 8 seconds, as he is just really, really smooth, getting the most out of it, but not trying to get too much. He's just putting whooping on him. See Lucas getting out of the groove again. Oh no, that's Jimmy Cofield. Sorry, Lucas. Similar looking cars with a 5. Right now, the only battle on the tracks right here for 9th place, Matt Kleeman and Lucas Lyons. And Lucas is going to drive right on by, as he does have quite a bit fresher tires. So a little bit different strategy. Matt trying to make it all the way to the end, which he should be able to do. And Lucas trying a little 2-stop strategy with the tire difference. Good for about a second a lap, so not it's no slouch. Travis Weaver is right behind him, trying to make us some time as well on the same strategy. Kevin Kinder says in the chat, good race so far. I think so. I think it's been an interesting race. It's been pretty spread out. Been some decent racing, but a lot of give and take, which is probably the reason why we haven't seen a caution. We've been green flag all the way. A couple green flag stops for some folks. And then we got a few that are trying to one-stop the thing. So it's been an interesting race. It's a fun track. But so far it seems sort of like it's kind of racing like an Indy or a Pocono, where things kind of get spread out. It's an extremely wide track, but the top and middle lines really don't work. So when you get somebody on the bottom under you, you're pretty much going to have to give the spot up. We've already seen a couple drivers get into trouble where the car from the middle exit is really pushing off the corner if you're too high out of the groove. So for such a wide track, I mean, it looks like, just visually, it looks wider than Talladega, maybe even wider than Michigan, but just not quite able to use those lanes. Just not enough banking. It needs a little bit more banking probably, but But currently, the only real battle on the tracks right here, Travis Bieber and the 25 right in front of him. They are a lap down. Jonah Colbert there in that 31 Barabbas machine. He is currently in third place. These guys are on fresher tires, so I'm sure he will move over and just let those guys go, as Jonah is about 3.1 seconds back from Andy Kurtz and 12.3 back from the leader, Michael Kostick. So going to be tough to make up that ground. Unless we get a caution, of course. But so far, been caution free as Jonah lets Travis Bieber go. And you see right there, Lucas drives down in there with Travis Bieber on the inside, but just not able to get that car going. The middle line just not very good. So it seems like once you get position on somebody on the bottom, there's really not much you can do on the middle lane. So move Travis up to 7th place. Currently in the lucky dog position. As we are under 10 laps to go for Michael Kostick, as he is dealing with a little bit of lap traffic here, going to the inside of Brett Bieber, and now he has lapped all the way up to the 5th position. Just a clinic, man. Just very, very impressive. He came in ready to go. Kostick, I mean, he's good everywhere. I think we talked before the race, and he hates super speedways, but if you put him on a track like this, a 1.5 miler, a road course, any one of those, and you're going to have a tough time beating this guy. And you see Matt Knights, one of our wild card drivers, still in the hunt, doing the best he can, unlapping himself, so now he's 1 lap down, but he has he's got a long way to go to catch up to Gavin Otarski. We'll actually look at the difference here between the two. You see a 19-second gap, basically a 20-second gap that Matt Knight is going to have to make up. I think without a caution, I just don't think Matt can do anything. Without Gavin having just a complete meltdown on the track. So looks like Gavin doing a great job, has done a fantastic job of managing this race, and is, if everything ends the way that it is now, he's going to find himself in the playoffs. So that is a very, very impressive run. So a great season for Gavin. I mean, he's got 2 wins on the season, but didn't make the minimum amount of races to be able to be locked into the playoffs. But he is doing what he's got to do tonight to make that happen. As we got 4 laps to go, and Gavin's still maintaining that 20-second lead over Matt Knights. Matt Knights doing a great job as well, just not able to take advantage. As we go back up to 3rd place, Jonah and Andy Kurtz. Jonah is starting to run him down. Going to need a little bit of help to get him, but You see a 1.7 second gap between the two. See the last lap, Jonah about 3/10 faster, so he is definitely catching. I just don't know if it's going to be enough time. If he can maintain that, maybe find an extra tenth or so, he might catch him right there at the end of this thing. But I just think he's going to run out of time, but we'll see if he's able to get it done. He's already down to 1.5 seconds here down the back straightaway. So we may have a battle for second here before it's too long. Excuse me. Now down to 1.3 as they maneuver around Jimmy Cofield. Last lap, Jonah still about 4/10 faster. If he can maintain that, he's going to be close. If he gets a little bit of that draft, that may be all that he needs. Michael Kosick takes the white flag, though. 1 lap to go for the 8 machinist. He's got almost a 10-second lead over second place Andy Kurtz. Going to go down the back straightaway and take that Jack Daniels Chevrolet into victory lane. Going to be the first win of the season for Kosick. But as he comes off of turn number 4, Michael Kosick is going to win here at Motegi. Checker flag. Go back to second. Andy Kurtz able to hang on to second place. Jonah just not quite able to make that time up. And Andy Kurtz takes home second. Jonah Colbert third. And then Tyler Rice, Steve McDonald, 4th and 5th, the last 2 drivers on the lead lap. So 5 drivers ended up on the lead lap after this thing was over. This is a very old schooly type race. I liked it. Well, all righty. Well, got to give out some awards, of course. We got the best paint of the night, Jeff by Junior Art. Best paint of the night. It's going to go to Jimmy Cofield. Congratulations on the best paint of the night. See if we can go back and get you a view of it. I like the colors. Very well made. I just can't get a close-up of it. But there you are. Your best paint of the night, Jimmy Cofield. Congratulations. Well, all right. And a little heads up. If you see on the left side of the screen, you see out of Gavin, Matt Clement, and Jimmy Cofield, Gavin Otarski is going to race his way into the playoffs. So congratulations to Gavin, the top finisher out of Gavin, Matt Knights, and Jimmy Cofield. But congratulations to all 3 drivers being in the hunt, being able to be here and race it out here on this wild card weekend. So congratulations to those folks. But let's talk to our winner, Michael Kosick. Michael, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, a fantastic race from you. I mean, you're the hard charger for sure. I don't even have to look. Actually, you, Andy, and Jonah tied for the hard charger award with 11 spots gained, having to start in the back here on Alien Night. Motegi, man, an interesting track. I think it seems like it's fun, but you tell me, what was it like out there?
It was definitely fun. It was loose. But if you ever drove 3, you could burn the right front up a little bit. So just kind of had to take care of the tires.
Well, I mean, 10-second gap between you and second place. You definitely figured something out. Yeah, I mean, how difficult was it to drive up through the field? It seemed like it took a little bit of time. Passing was a little weird, but it seemed like once you got under somebody, that was pretty much it. Them being able to fight back on the top side, it really didn't seem possible. Is that what you kind of saw out there?
Yeah, the high line didn't seem too effective. 1 and 2, I think was going to be tough to pass in just because of the speed of it. So kind of had to set it up off 2 and try to outdrive them down into 3.
Well, all right. Well, this is the first win of the season. There's Alien Nights, and you've raced in quite a few, but haven't been able to get a win in this season. But able to get it done here tonight. So congratulations, man, on the win. Just a dominating performance. But as always, man, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Yeah, thank you for doing the broadcast, Jonah and Daniel for all the work they do for the series, and my teammates at Bandits.
All right. Well, congratulations, Michael.
All right, thanks.
There you have it. Your Dark Horse Motorsports Hard Charger Award winner, Michael Kostick, and your race winner. Out of those 3 drivers, he finished ahead, so I guess that means he's the hard charger. Want to thank Flexible Freight Solutions for the post-race show, of course, and let's get second place Andy Kurtz in here. Let's see what he thought about the race. Andy, this is Eddie in the booth. Got a copy?
What's up, man? I got you.
Man, the top 3 made up 11 spots from where he started. You talked to Kostick about this track. How do you feel about this track? Do you like this? Very rarely do you run it. Even real NASCAR only ran it once. So how do you feel about this track? You're able to make it through the field, not quite able to keep pace with Kostick, but did you have fun out there?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, Kostick was in a whole different league. He was super fast, but yeah, I think this track is pretty fun. It's super technical, and I feel like 1 and 2 is tough. It feels like a turn that never ends, and then there's bumps on the bottom that I never know where they are. Sometimes I feel like I hit them, sometimes you don't, and that'll really upset the car coming off up to the wall. But then 3 and 4, turn 3 is really easy to overdrive, and I was doing that probably a bit too much tonight to save my tires. But 3 and 4 was a lot tighter than 1 and 2, and I think we were all shifting down to third gear getting into turn 3. So definitely made it fun. It felt a little bit like a road course. I'm sure that's a bit why Kostick's really good at road courses. So no surprise that he was super fast here tonight. But yeah, definitely fun. A lot of fun running through the field too.
Yeah, to go caution free, that's pretty impressive. Do you think if we would have gotten a caution, do you think you would have been able to do anything with Michael?
I think we were pretty even for a little bit. I was trying to really keep up with him getting through the field. And then when we came out of the pits, he beat me to pit road, so he gained a couple seconds on me coming out of the pits. But then we were about 7.5 seconds apart for quite a few laps. I was watching it more than I should have been, focusing on that instead of driving. And then once the tires got old, he was a lot quicker. So I'm sure he was just cruising to being that far ahead. So probably not, but it would have been fun if we would have had a little shootout there at the end for sure.
Yeah, well, it's always good to show out for Burger King Motorsports, and you did that tonight. Second place. Man, it seems like I'm always talking to you, brother. But a good race. Driving up the field, through the field, it was fun to watch. Love to have seen maybe a late race caution to see how it would have played out, but second place, not shabby. Trying to hold off Jonah there, trying to run you down at the end, but able to hang on to it. So congratulations, man, and the floor is yours, man. Who you got to thank?
Yeah, thanks, man. I just want to thank awesome teammates for running and keeping this fun here along with everyone else in this league. Great group of guys. I want to thank you for putting on a great broadcast. Looking forward to watching this one, and then I'm sure Darlington in a couple hours too. That'll be a real good one too. It's my track. It's a fun time. Got Jeff By Jr. Art putting this on. Kinder Farm and Ranch. Flexible Freight Solutions, Dark Horse Motorsports, No Next, Fast Repair, and Peg Leg Felts for helping us do this.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on second place, Andy.
Thanks, brother.
All right, let's get third place. Jonah Colbert in here and talk to him about his race. Jonah, this Eddie, you got a copy?
Sure.
Man, third place. I know you would have loved to get up there and battle for the win. Started to run down Andy a little bit at the end there. Was Andy playing a little chicken with you, or do you think you was going to be able to run him down for checkered flag?
Oh, I didn't have enough time. I saved tire the second run because it was super tight in turn 3 and 4. It's almost like you drag the splitter right in the middle of 3, like right where the apex of the turn is. It would just shoot up the track. So this whole second run, I was just taking it super easy in turn 3 and 4, and that's how they jumped out to such a big lead because I think I was only 5 or 6 seconds behind Mike there coming into pits, and then after I was like 10 seconds behind. So saving tire helped, but not when they had that big of a lead. So I don't know. Maybe if the race was 10 laps longer, I might have had him, but that'd been a second place. Though nobody was in the same zip code as Mike. So.
Yeah, an interesting race. With 15 drivers and this being such a big track, it got kind of spread out. But a couple seasons now with Twin Ring Motegi, are you happy with how this race is playing out? Or have you thought about having a different wild card? It's a pretty cool idea to have this wild card race. Where you've got some guys outside the playoffs getting to race their way in with the last race before the playoffs begin. Have you thought about playing around with this race and taking it somewhere else, or are you pretty happy with what Motegi is kind of putting out?
We'll probably switch it up next season just because when we first came up with the whole idea of it being a wild card wasn't just that it was a wild card to get into the playoffs. It was also a wild card track that nobody had run before, and even tonight, we had a few people that had never run it. They just bought it today, so I kind of like to see that. I like to throw in a track that people aren't used to running. So if next season we may try to find something that's kind of off the wall, but still races good, just to kind of throw people curveballs. Is you're really just racing the 4 drivers that matter are the guys that are trying to get in the playoffs. Everybody else is just kind of out there for fun because they're technically not running for points. So yeah, we'll see what happens next season. See if we can find something. Switch it up.
Maybe a Laffy Taffy mystery flavor type track.
There you go.
You don't know till the session goes up. That sounds pretty cool. Well, man, a third place finish seemed like it was pretty spread out, but you were able to get through the pack pretty quickly and get that third place. So congratulations, man. As always, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Shout out to Rebels Racing Network and all the work that you put into that. These broadcasts are top notch. I mean, there's nobody that does it better. So we love having you broadcast this series. And shout out to Daniel Cunningham he's been doing most of the legwork for the series now. It's I'm a commissioner by name only, really, at this point. This is his baby now. So shout out to him. And then want to thank all the drivers for coming out and putting on a clean race, caution free. That's pretty awesome.
Well, there you have it. Third place, Jonah Colbert driving up through the field along with Andy Kurtz, Michael Kostick, but not quite able to get up to Andy, but pretty close there at the end. But it was pretty fun watching him try to run him down. But third place for him. As we go over the results, we got Tyler Rice in fourth place, Steve McDonald in fifth, Brett Bieber in sixth, Travis Bieber in seventh, Lucas Lyons in 8th, Gavin Otarski in 9th, Brandon Wallace in 10th, Matt Kleeman in 11th, Matt Knights in 12th, Kieran Church in 13th, 14th, Jimmy Cofield, and 15th, Daniel Cunningham. And speaking of Daniel Cunningham, he is definitely going to be our No Neck Fast Repair Hard Luck Award winner tonight, as having that fuel issue, running up in the top 2, and running out of fuel in the backstretch after his pit stop. Just a frustrating way to go out. Finishes dead last. So tough deal for Daniel, but he is going to be the No Net Fast Repair Hard Luck Award winner. So tough night. But either way, fun race. It was a lot of fun. Always looking forward to how this is going to end up moving forward. Is the schedule. See if we can take a look at the schedule real quick. See what's coming up. First round of the playoffs is going to be Lime Rock Park, which, good grief. That's going to be a wild one. I'm actually excited to see that. I think that'll be a lot of fun, but a wild way to start off the playoffs. Chicagoland will be second in that round. There's only 3 rounds, but 2. You got a round of 9, a round of 6, and a championship 4. So you got Lime Rock Park on April 7th. April 14th is Chicagoland, which will be a blast. And April 21st will be Phoenix Legacy, that will set the field. The round of 6, which will be Darlington, Kansas, and Iowa. And then the last 4 will fight for the championship at Vegas. Well, all right, guys, we're going to head on out of here. got to get ready for Darlington in the ARCA series. That's going to be a blast, so stick around and come check that out. We'll see you in just a little bit.